Hi, this is Simon with Trade and Perform Coaching, doing a quick end-of-day trade review right before I head out on vacation. The quick legal stuff. Nothing in my video, my blog, my tweets should be considered as trading recommendations. Um, Trading futures is extremely risky. You can lose your ass. There you go. That's the short outlook on trading futures. So we got the legal stuff out of the way. Let's take a look here at ES. Now, ES was pretty clear this morning. We opened up right into the white zone. I want to clarify something. I've had a little bit of confusion. If we don't open above the white zone and then trade back down, as far as I'm concerned, on most days, unless I say watch out for a possible open drive higher or avoid the short, I'm assuming that sellers are in control. I'm going to look to short this open end, whether it's the front of the zone or the back of the zone where I get in. I know that I get paid enough times. I have confidence in my trading methodology that I'm going to take this trade to the short side. Yes, I realize we're at all-time highs. Shorts still work at all-time highs. If you look where we opened, and we'll flip to a 1 minute chart here real quick. Going to the beginning of the day, we opened up right here in the middle to back of the zone and pushed all the way up to the back, and we quickly rotated down. We got a little bounce, and then we rotated on down where you were able to collect your 8 ticks. As long as you shorted anywhere in this area, you were able to get your 8 ticks. That's 2 points. I can't make it any clearer than that. Yes, the first couple of minutes are fast and they're scary. Scary markets make for good opportunities when you have good trade location. The zones themselves give me my edge. So I'm confident in taking those trades, and that's part of my trade plan. I'm totally willing to accept my risk in that trade. My risk is generally a reasonable stop behind the zone, which usually will entail 2 to 3 points behind in this area, preferably 2 if I can manage it. Got paid 2 points, quite clearly, quite directly. Flipping back to the 5 minute chart quickly. On the 5 minute, we were unable to push down to the zone below. They tried, they just couldn't do it. We ended up with this, and this is why you don't trade outside of the zones. Look how direct the rejection is from the back to the middle of the zone, very clean. And now look at the crap you have to deal with here. This is stuff that kills traders. Look at this. You chase, you think it's going to roll lower. You short here, you stop here. You think it's going to reverse. You get long here, it stops you here. Just adds up losses in such a painful way. Don't trade outside of the zones. If you're trading outside of the zones, I can't really help you outside of the zones. I don't know what to say. I don't take trades outside of my zones 99.9% of the time. We rotated back up into the white zone. I did not take a trade here. I don't know if I just missed it or what happened, but this was a valid first move up into the zone from resistance, in my opinion. The open was inside the zone. This is the first move up afterwards, and you were able to get from the very middle of the zone 2 points. If you took it from the front of the zone, you had to adapt, and that's part of summertime. And I've been mentioning this. Summertime, the ranges collapse. At this point, I believe we only had a 5-point range. So you have to adapt a little bit in that area or get very good trade placement, one of the two. And part of the risk of taking a trade at the front is you're going to need a 2-point rotation down, which is why I say sometimes I shift to a six tick target to take my money. If I get close to a target, generally I will not let that trade go from close to a target to a losing trade. That's not a rule. It's just I don't like going from a winner to a loser. And so I'll protect that profit as it is. I did not get this trade, but it was a valid trade. And then I also mentioned because of the consolidation and the chop that we've done in the front of this zone without rejection down or significant rejection down, that I was cautious on the shorts at this point. And I mentioned that multiple times in my Twitter feed that I was very cautious on the shorts. We eventually pushed up going towards London close, up out of the zone, and then a client pointed out to me, one of my coaching clients, very accurately, if we look at a 1 minute trade, that right here in between the zones, that we were getting a clear tick divergence, which is this first down area right here. And he was correct. We did get a tick divergence. 1 minute tick divergence occurs everywhere. It's not significant unless it's in a zone. Very simple rule. But it does give you a head up that if we push up into the zone, that you may have a great trading opportunity right here. And sure enough, we were able to push up into the zone. We still had tick divergence from the earlier push down here. We have new highs on lower ticks, push up into the zone, and then if we look carefully here, right in this area, you're going to see for 4 minutes we just sat there unable to penetrate 1693. A lot of times when you see the zone come to a complete stop, that's your key. That's usually a great entry, especially when it just sits there. You know, if you can't push up, guess what? Sellers come in and push down, and they were unable to push up. And then I took a break for lunch, 11 to 12, New York lunch. Really crummy time to trade. And if you'll look, after this push down, which was successful, 2 points, I now have 4 points on the day in ES. And over lunch, they were able to push down. I mean, eventually, this was the high of the day. And eventually, it pushed down into in the back of the zone. I didn't get back from lunch until 12:45 right here. And lo and behold, during that period of time on a 1 minute chart, and I called it out. Everyone had plenty of time to grab this if they wanted to grab it, if you wanted to quote unquote follow blindly, which I don't recommend. I recommend everyone have their own trade plan. But look at this. Look at the tick divergence coming into the back of the zone. I mean, this is great trade location, folks. But you know what? It looked like it was going to roll to the downside. And I'll say this again and again and again. The best trades always look scary. No exception to that. They always look scary. If you look, we came in. I tweeted out that I was looking at a trade right here at 88.25. Almost zero heat. I think I took 1 or 2 ticks, and then rotation up for my eight ticks, and I am done for the day. That is it. We're heading to the last hour. And I want to show you something. Look at this last hour. Let's say you were right here, and you said, "Oh, we're going to close up on the high of the day." Well, we never got to the high of the day, but odds are you got shaken right here. And if you thought, "Oh, we're going to roll over and go lower," guess what? You got smoked right here. This last hour, this stuff right here is so hard. I implore people, if you're losing money, if you're not a master trader, leave this crap alone. Leave it alone. Don't bury your account. Trying to see if I have anything else. I mean, that's really all I had. I mean, look, we had, I guess, from high to low, I think we had an 8-point range today. Let's take a look. From high to low, let's call it 65.5 to 83. So not quite even 8 points, 7.5 point range. Out of 7.5 points, I managed to bag 6 points out of 7.5. That is a fantastic day. I don't think you could have done better. I'd be shocked if there's a lot of traders that did better. Maybe there was someone that bought the low and sold the high and covered the middle, and I guess that person's out there. But for me, I'm looking for 1 or 2 trades. I'm trying to grow my account. And what I find out there is what traders are dealing with is that even if they're following someone in that room, it's so hard to follow someone just simply blindly without learning the system and trusting yourself to be able to put those trades in properly. I've had experience with that. I've seen traders get blown up that way. And it's not even the guy who's leading you. The guy who's leading you, hell, he may be making money. But if you don't trust what he's doing and you don't have his same risk tolerances, it's very difficult. Again, what I'm trying to do is stack up multiple trades in a row. And then once I have multiple trades in a row, I'm looking at increasing my trade size in a systematic, planned manner. So that as my trades get better and as my profits grow, I'm increasing my trade size. But I'm not looking to do, quote unquote, more trades or find more activity through the course of the day. I'm just pounding the crap of where my edges are. And I would encourage you to do the same thing. You find an edge, you understand the edge, you have a trade plan, and just beat the daylights out of it. Now, just flipping over here really quickly to cover the NQ, and then I'm going to get out of here and go Jamaica bound. We opened up above the white zone. Buyers were clearly in control. This first test in right here on NQ was worth a 5-point rotation. That's equivalent to 2 points. That's equivalent to 2 points on ES, or $100 per contract traded. Very clear and simple. This little resistance line, I have not gone into great detail in explaining these, but this is basically acting as my R1, and then up here I have my R2. And my resistance 1 acted as a cap all day long, perfect short entries all day. White zone was pretty sloppy today. That's not normally the case, but today we were overshooting to the downside. If you took the back of the white zone here, again, we'd already moved in once, so this is the second move. You probably suffered a loss. This is the third move in, and this trade probably survived with a reasonable stop. Again, 5 to 8 points, NQ points behind the back of the white zone, paid you. And same thing up here. It just got really sloppy, and that's because there's just generally been consolidation. I wouldn't call it weakness, just consolidation in NQ after a real nice move up. So that's all I have for tonight. My name is Simon. I'm with Trade and Perform Coaching. If you'd like to contact me, you can send questions or comments to Trade and Perform, just as it's spelled here, tradeandperform@gmail.com. And while I won't get back to you this week because I will be downing many happy cocktails in Jamaica, I will get back to you next week. I hope everyone's done well, and keep putting money in your account. Keep trading a plan that lets you be secure with who you are and grow trust within yourself. Don't self-sabotage. If you don't know how to trade with a plan, or if you don't have an edge or a way to make sure that you actually your edge is actually an edge, there's ways to fix that. Hope everyone has a great week. Bank a lot of money while I'm not around, and we'll get back to it next week. This is Simon. You have a great night.